What is up, everybody? This is Omega Belmont back again with another statue and figure talk. Like as usual, I'm just going to spotlight some pre-ordered figures and statues, pre-owned and new figures and statues that just been recently released. Just a few new releases, not too much. A few pre-order stuff, and of course, as usual, at the end I'll do pre-owned figures. And of course, they're mostly from MeandMe.com and Mandrake. But before we go to them, we're going to start with the pre-order statues and figures first. This one is coming from Big Bad Toy Store. Actually, most of them are coming from Big Bad Toy Store. Let's see. Yep, pretty much all four of them. There's 4 of them on the list. This one is from Kotobukiya. From of course, Kotobukiya does really good figures and statues. This is actually an awesome looking statue, and it's in their line of really expensive, more expensive statues than usual. So this is the 1/6 scale Thanos Marvel Fine Art statues. So the fine art statues are usually a little bit more expensive than the normal statues. The one that I have for Wolverine, that is a fine art statue also, so it's roughly around $200. But before we get to that, the statue itself is usually about 12 inches tall. This one is actually, this one looks good for $269. About 15 inches tall, so it's a pretty tall statue, and he has a pretty awesome stance with one hand clutched and the other hand kind of open, kind of like giving you that power look of, you know, he could crush you with one hand, but he'll always hold the world in another one, so the earth or whatever planets he wants to. And it's pretty heavy, 14 pounds. That's pretty heavy. So it does have a estimated arrival date of December, so at the end of the year, literally. That's still kind of iffy. It could be December, it could be in the next year, 2017, but it's so far it says December 2016. So, and then it does have a price of $269, pretty expensive, but it is a pretty tall figure, so about 15 inches, and to me, any of these figures or these statues that you buy, they do go up in price because they do run out of print, and then they just like boom, like the if you have the Berserk one from Gecko, Guts, that one I bought for about $300. About $300. Now, if you go to eBay and you try to buy it, it's like $700 to $800. So, if you're buying to collect, if you're a big fan of Thanos or the Marvel series, I suggest you buy this one. If you want to flip it, I guess that's a good way to do it too. But I'm a buyer collector and a collector, so I usually don't try to flip anything. But I'm not a big fan of Thanos, so I probably won't be getting this. But it's a good chance for you guys, mostly with the new the new movies and things like that with Thanos. That would be awesome. Next up, it's also from Big Bad Toy Store. This is in the line of the Mezco. Mezco, of course, does a lot of different properties and things like that, but I'm usually more towards these ones here. These are the 1/12 series. These are kind of the action figures that you've seen. I showed off the Captain America one already, and then we're not showing off, but I talked about the Captain America one, and there's also a Flash one, Captain Marvel, what's the one, Flash, Green Arrow, and Green Lantern? I think that's pretty much it, but it's in the same line, so it's an action figure. And this one looks okay. I think this is probably the weakest looking one out of all of them. I just don't like how his suit is mashed in with his pants. The suit just doesn't look that great. Granted, it is Punisher, so I'm not a big fan of Punisher anyways, but mostly if you watch that new Daredevil and you've seen how Punisher works, that's Punisher, and that's good. That's a great way to sell a action figure, because you know Punisher to me in that series was the coolest part of the whole series. But like I said, it's in that line of the 1/12 scale action figures where you got some cool things. So you got all these whole bunch of different hands, weapons, accessories, and things like that. It is coming out in December of 2016 also, and also has a price of $80, so pretty expensive. I think the other ones were about $75, so about $5 more, but I guess he does come with a lot of attachments, like gun-wise, and grenades and hands and things like that, so pretty awesome stuff. I personally don't really like Punisher, but you know what, it's good spotlight for him, because with the Daredevil series on Netflix out, and it kind of showcases how cool he is, that's probably a good idea to buy it. So and then next up is from DC Collectibles, DC Comics Designer Series. This is when it first saw this on my email from Big Bad Toys and like reserve it now. I'd be like, yep, reserved. So this is from the DC Comics Designer Series statue. This is Wonder Woman by Adam Hughes. If you haven't seen Adam Hughes, he does awesome artwork. I personally like his artwork. I think a lot of people really don't like it, but I'm a big fan of Adam Hughes' artwork. This one looks freaking awesome. Unfortunately, there is only one picture, so there's not like different poses of her, but it probably still has a while to go before this one comes out. I'm still looking forward to a lot of the other ones, but this to me, I'm a big fan of Adam Hughes. I think I did get an autograph from him in one of the comic book places I went to, so super excited. Maybe I could take this to him, and if he comes around Minneapolis, I could take him to him and get him to sign the statue. That'd be awesome. But anyways, this has a release date of 2016, December 2016, and a price of $104. It is pretty tall, so it's about 12 inches tall, so it's about as tall as the Batgirl I have. And what is the other one I have? The Raven one that I have. Where's the other one? I think that's all I have for 12 inches tall, but it is a 12-inch figure, and I personally like it. So, and I'll definitely pay $100 for an awesome-looking Wonder Woman statue. And then the last pre-ordered item here is also from Big Bad Toy Store, and you probably go to the Kotobukiya, the website to get it, but this is the DC Classic Costumes Artifacts Plus statue. This is Aquaman. This is in his yellow or orange and green pants. You know, the ones we've seen from back then, the one we all make fun of. I think he looks cool. But he does get to move his arms around. It looks like his legs do. I don't know if those are like indents in his legs that you can kind of move around, kind of like almost action figure like. But probably not. It just looks like, you know, joints, but it's probably not. But it looks cool. I like it. It's about $39 or $32, and a release date of November. It is probably about 6.5 inches tall. It's a 1/10 scale, it says there, or about 7.5. It says about 7.5. So that's roughly around the same size as a lot of the Art FX Plus figures. They're usually around that about 6.5 to 7 inches tall. So to me, it looks cool. So and then we're moving on to the new releases. Like I said, I just got two of them. One from Big Bad Toy Store and the other one's from MeMe.com. First one from Big Bad Toy Store is the Legend of Korra statue. This is Korra. This is actually by Dark Horse. I had this one on pre-ordered, but I kind of just decided not to because to me, it doesn't look too great. I think if anything, you could go buy the one with what's her name again? General Captain whatever. I forgot what is her name, but to me, if you're a big fan of Korra, I suggest it looks cool enough to where and it's pretty cheap, so it's not really too expensive. But if you know the statue would be a little bit higher quality, that would be pretty awesome. But it is only about $64. It's about 8.5 inches tall and about 1 pound, so pretty heavy, and it's poly resin, so it still looks, it looks okay. I mean, it's spotlighted. I'm a big fan of Korra, so, or not a big fan, but I just like the art style and the action scenes in the show. But like I said, I had this one on pre-order for a while now, and I decided to cancel it because, I don't know, it looks okay. It's by Dark Horse. They do decent stuff. I think Dark Horse is also doing the Witcher stuff, so I guess it looks good. Good enough for the price of what it is, so. And then next up is from AmiAmi.com. This one's from Max Factory. This is the Dark Magician Girl 1/7 scale figure. She is about, I want to say about 8.5 inches tall, probably 8 inches tall. Pretty awesome stuff. This one has a price of 11,300 yen. So about 300, about 100 and. $108, $107. A pretty decent price, but it's from Max Factory. Max Factory always does really good figures. I actually am reviewing one. Actually not reviewing, but an unboxing one. It's a re-release of a figure. So after this gets put out, it's definitely going to come out right after this. But it looks cool. So I'm a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you're a big fan of Dark Magician Girl, I said go ahead and get it. Then now we are moving on to the pre-owned stuff. Just a few, two from AmiAmi.com and two from Mandrake, as per usual. The first one up is from Etrian Odyssey. So Etrian Odyssey is a game for the 3DS. It's a dungeon crawler game, so you first person dungeon crawler where you kind of just move around in first person and then you fight in first person too, so you see the monster only. This is the Paladin Girl and it's from their treasure figure collection, so if you're a big fan of Etrian Odyssey, I suggest you take a look at these. They look pretty decent, but like I said, they are smaller scale. I think they're only about a little bit over about 5 inches tall, so pretty decent size, but they're kind of a smaller figure, so you gotta watch out for that. But it is a pretty cheaper item. So before that, we're gonna talk about the item. It is an item A with a box of C. So the box is a little beat up, but the figure is still in a good condition. So the price is about 680 yen. Wow, I can't talk right now, but it's pretty cheap. So about 30 something, 35, 34, about 33, $34. So pretty decent price. And then it's also from, what are they from? Wave. So Wave does little weird figures. I suggest you look them up. I won't talk about them, but they usually do a little bit of the swimsuit or bikini figures. But anyways, I still think it looks pretty cool, and if you're a big fan of Etrian Odyssey, I suggest you go on. I think there's a few other figures on the line too. Maybe you can find them. That'd be cool. So far, AmiAmi.com has only the pre-owned section only has this one. I think I've seen a few other ones from like a few years ago. So this is actually old, but I think there's a few of them that you can find from like a few years ago. Next up is also from AmiAmi.com. This one is always kind of in and out of my videos. I think I talked about this figure a few weeks back. This is the 7th Dragon 2022. This is the Samurai. Other color, I should say. Another color. It's not the black hair and white and was blue school suit. This is the kind of a brownish brunette hair, and then the gray and kind of a teal color, I guess. But to me, I still think this figure still looks freaking awesome. Like I said, unless you could buy the original one, I suggest you go buy that one, but that one is expensive, so you kind of go with this another color one. This one is about 7,280 yen, so about $69, I think so, roughly around there, with a item of A and a box of B, so still really in perfect condition. The box might have a few scuff marks, but that's pretty much it. So this one's always going to kind of pop in and out because I kind of wanted to. At the same time, I suggest people go out and grab this one because you know what, it still looks very cool, and I've seen pictures of it, and you know, people who had it said that it's freaking awesome. So you know what, I'm always going to promote this one over others. Then we are moving on to Mandrake. Not a lot of Mandrake. There's a few. Mandrake's a little tough to get around if you go onto those sites. When you input words into the key, into the search box, it sticks onto that, and then you have to kind of reset it and do things, or else, you know, the website's a little bit weird, a little bit archaic a bit. But you know what? It's an awesome place to go and find different you know, more rare or older figures and statues. There is another site that I use called Solaris. A lot of people don't like it. I personally don't mind it. Some of their prices are inflated, but you can find some pretty decent stuff there. Maybe I'll cut down Mandrake to one and go do Solaris instead. I think Solaris is a pretty good place. Like I said, not a lot of people like it, but I personally don't mind it. So anyways, this is from Mandrake. This is the Kotobukiya Artifacts J line. This is from the Yu Yu Hakusho anime. This is Hiei, who is the Demon King. Not Demon King. He's the guy with the eye. I forgot the black dragon. He uses the black dragon flames kind of. I don't remember what he is, but I know he's a demon. Yeah, this is that kind. I think this one is a little bit tough to find, and then when you find it, it's pretty expensive. Mostly this one, Yusuke Kuwabara is like totally, not unless you want to spend like $300-$400. I think so. I think he's roughly around there. And who's the other, the fox guy? Damn it, I forgot his name. It's been a while since I've seen the anime, so but yeah, so those are the four that kind of you know, Hiei and Yusuke are pretty decent to find. They're pretty decently priced, but Kuwabara and the Fox guy, he's like just good luck with that. Kuwabara's the toughest one to find, so good luck with that one too. So, but this one is pretty awesome. This is not the other one. Actually, there's two of them. There's one where he is doing the Black Dragon attack that he does, and this one's just a normal pose. So this one sits about 9,000 yen, so about 80 something, 85, $86. Pretty decent price. I think it's usually, no, I think when it first came out, I think it was about 7,000 yen, so it's a little bit inflated, but you know what? If you're a big fan of Yu Yu Hakusho, and I've been looking for them for a while, so this is a good chance to get it. I would definitely take this and run with it. And then next up is also from Mandrake. This is, and I say it's personally one of my favorite figures. This is Silvaria Bless. This is the Ultra one with her holding her job. And it's also awesome because, you know what? I'm gonna get this real quick. Booyah! With the remake or a remaster of Valkyria Chronicles. You know what? Awesome figure to go with that. And now it's super cheap. I mean, look, it's 12,000 yen. I mean, you can't take away from that. When I bought mine, it was 200 bucks. Or, yeah, about a little bit, $180, $190. Pretty expensive stuff. And you saw it increase a bit. Now it's kind of finally gone down a bit. I would take a chance and get this one. It's personally one of my favorite figures. It's a big figure. It's only, I think it's only 1/8, but or 1/8, but she's kind of standing in a stance, and her lance really flies going this way. So it's she takes up a lot of space. But that is pretty much it for statues and figure talk. Not much to do. I am actually going to Anime Central in Illinois. I'm heading up there by the time you guys see this video tomorrow. So I won't be back for maybe a few days. I want to try to take my video game talk to get it going again, but unfortunately I've been a little bit busy. Now we're kind of coming down in my time here. I probably want to take that up again and get that going. So like I said, if you guys are in Anime Central, go ahead and hit me up. I'll be there. So I'll just be walking around buying more figures. Hopefully I can find something cool. I think the first time I went last year, I kind of overdid it a bit. So I bought like bunch of figures and statues and stuff like that. So this time I'm going there just to have fun, to kind of explore around, maybe get 1 or 2 figures. I don't know what I'm going to do, so, and get some more artwork stuff. But I'll do a video right after and see what I got from that, and so you might see that on like a Monday or Tuesday. So anyways, this is it for statues and figure talk. This is Omega Belmont. Now see everybody next week.